Previously on D&D Candy.
Benedict, wake up, wake up.
What? Look, through the trees. Is this what you were referring to?
It is.
You do recognize this as the orphanage in which you had just escaped.
Is there more than one entrance? Or is it the only one in the front here with the two guards?
If I remember correctly, there is a entrance around back. It was an emergency exit. If we could circle around the guards, I feel like we could get in that way.
Do you recall if it's guarded on the inside? If we could find a way to get in?
It's possible it could be, since I had just escaped a couple days ago.
You stay here. I will draw the attention of the guards up top, and you make a dead sprint for the door.
So you just kind of dive right into the bushes. You roll right into the edge of this opening that kind of goes down into the back part of the building. And you roll right into this room. And it is very dark. So when you peek down the hallway, you do see a guard, and he is walking away from you.
I'm going to kill this guard.
Aragast runs over to the cell, and he looks up the hallway. He sees you. You're directly across from him.
Benedict, what are you doing here? What? Are you here to rescue us?
I'm here to free you all. Do you know which guard has the keys today?
I don't. Have you checked the body of the one you just killed?
You go back to this guard's body, and you kind of roll him over to see if there's anything else on him, and sure enough, whenever you roll him over on his side, a set of keys is on his belt.
I'm going to try to get Shanks out.
So you open up the door, and this massive Auric walks up to you, and then you hear an alarm sound.
Benedict, did you alert the guards outside?
I have a friend outside. He's taking care of it.
There's a chance they knew we're here. The guards are alert. What should we do?
We'll kill them all.
So the bells are ringing in the background, and you guys all know that that's an alarm.
Yep.
And you, Toxel, and Shanks are all squatted up at the end of this hallway, and you make the determination that you need to free more people.
Mm-hmm.
So where's your next stop? So in
The
this
human.
hallway still is Archelaus and Aragast and Wygarth.
I'm going to try to get them all out.
Okay, so the next one up
Yep.
after that was Wygarth, the Dragonborn.
Okay.
So
Well, that's an 11.
11, so you put a key in and you turn it, and it opens.
Fuck yeah, dude. I
So-
want to roll.
Wygarth steps out, and Wygarth is pretty obviously aware of what's going on. Like, you
Yeah.
guys are all three here.
The
He
alarm
knows all of
sounding.
you all.
Like,
Oh, yeah, he knows what's up.
Yeah.
Now, what he does not know, and what not everybody knows, is the fact that they just assume the alarm's going off because of you guys. So they don't know what's going on. You guys don't even know whether or not you've been found out, but you have to assume the worst.
yeah.
So he steps out, and the first thing he says is,
Do you have a weapon?
now remember, there were swords. There were 2 swords and 2 pikes. So there should be enough for everyone at this point, because you already had your own sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's weapons on the bodies that I killed.
Okay, so on Wygarth's cell was like next to, like about 10 feet away from the guard that you had killed, and there is a pike. And Toxel had taken the sword. So Toxel has a sword. Wygarth picks up the pike, and Shanks is holding a sword and a pike because he's badass. So you guys head on all the way back down towards Archelaus.
Yep. We're going to let him out.
All right, so you get to Archelaus's cage, and you attempt to open the door. Go ahead and give me that straight up and down roll.
That's a 6.
Okay, so you grab a key, and you remember it's a key you've already used, and it does not work. So
Okay.
try to grab another one.
That's a 19.
19. So you grab a key. You've been kind of swinging them around one side when you've been trying them. You grab another key, and it does work, and Archelaus door opens. Now, Archelaus, whenever you kind of open the door, he hears the bells ringing, and he kind of looks at you, and he's still reading over this book, and he kind of looks at you and kind of grunts, and he's like,
"What manner of trouble are you trying to get us into today, Benedict? It's always you know that, right?"
Yeah, I do. And you're getting out of here. I know you like it.
So Archelaus stands up, and he leans down, and underneath his bed, he pulls out like a giant metal claw. And he's
Fuck yeah.
he just kind of holds it up, and he's like, he kind of throws it in the air and catches it, and he's like,
"I guess I get to see my baby eat some blood today."
and he just steps out and just walks towards the bells.
All right.
So this guy is just like ready to go at all times.
Yep.
So, which doesn't surprise any of you.
No, he's
So, what do you guys do?
Is there another one?
There is another one. The last one that's still in his cage or his cell is Aragast, and he's, he's the
Aragast.
whiny elf boy.
I got to get him out of there. He's always been good to me. So yeah, he's got to get out.
So you walk up to Aragast's cell, and he has his face like pressed up to the bars, and he's like,
Benedict, hurry. They could be coming any second. Benedict, hurry.
Aragast.
Yes,
Shut
hurry.
up.
Hurry.
Quiet.
I don't want to be stuck here.
If you keep talking, you're going to piss me off. And then you're going to stay here.
Hurry.
All right. Yeah, I'll get it.
And I rolled a crit fail.
okay, so you put the key into Aragast's cell, and it starts to turn. This is clearly the key, and it breaks.
Shit.
And Aragast sees this, and he's like,
Oh, no. I can't be stuck here, Benedict. Do something.
Shanks, I need you, buddy.
so Shanks turns around, and he's just watching what you
Yeah.
guys are doing. He sees the key break and says,
If I could have broken out of these cells, I would have.
I know, but what if it was all of us?
We can try.
so Shanks comes over and leans over you and grabs like the top of the bars. You grab the bars. Toxel leans over and grabs the bars as much as he can. And then Aragast is on the other side, and he like goes back and takes like a running start. So there's 4 people pushing on this bar. If our combined total can get above 55, then
Okay.
this bar is going to break.
All right.
All right. So
That's a 19 for me.
all right. So that's a 15 over here. So 19 plus 15 is 34. 34 plus 7 is 41. Plus 4 is 45. Now I need to add the modifiers for these 3 guys. Yeah, 3, a 6, and a 5.
So that's enough.
14. So it's barely enough.
Yeah.
It literally just like right busts that 55. So you guys all grab this, and the stone starts to like crack around the bars on the edge of the wall. And Aragast runs back again and takes like another running jump, and he kind of hits it, and it like doesn't do much. It is like he kind of hits and like falls off a bit, but the top of the bars start to bend. And then you hear Shanks let out like a mighty roar,
Yeah.
and he like pulls back, and just like the bars just like rip out of the walls, and
Hell yeah.
it falls, and Shanks kind of like catches it and pulls it backwards and like throws it over his back, and Aragast is now free.
All right.
And Aragast is handed a pike by Shanks and turns back and says,
Here, puny elf, take this.
and Shanks just, you guys are all free, and you guys all walk which way? So you have a couple options here. You can either go back out the rear entrance and escape, or you can continue and follow Archelaus.
I'm going to follow Archelaus.
Okay. So all these people are kind of in your debt, so they're going to kind of to trek with you here.
Yeah, and there's more cells on the, like...
Yes,
the
there
other
is.
side,
There are
too,
definitely
yeah.
more people.
All right.
So you guys run up the hallway as kind of like you guys are squatted up. You guys are in squads, you know,
Yep.
moving in. You don't want to get third partied. So you kind of run up, you take the left.
I just picture us like in the V pattern, and it's like me and Archelaus up front, and then everybody else behind it, and you just hear fucking Beastie Boys.
Shank.
Can't stand it. I know you planned it.
So you come down the edge of the other end of this hallway, the flat end, and it's just one long hallway. There's nothing on the right side. It's just a long hallway. There's no doors or anything. But on the left side, there is the door that leads to the front entrance. And you turn that hallway, and right as you look down that hallway, you see Archelaus standing there, and he has just pulled his arm back with this hook, and you see a guard's head swirling through the air, and it like hits the ground and lands, and Archelaus is like flipping his blade, and you see him like look at it, and he like licks the blood of this blade off of the end of it.
Sick, dude.
And he just looks at it, and he's like,
He had it coming.
and he just turns around, and he's standing there looking, because from this point, you can see out the front entrance, which you escaped from, where there's 2 guards. And there are about 7 guards that are rushing the front entrance, and Archelaus is just walking towards them.
Yeah. So I'm going with him.
All right. So
I give the keys to what's his name?
Aragast.
Yeah, the wimpy guy.
Okay.
And I'd tell him, try to free the others. We'll hold off the guards.
Okay. Then he takes the keys and he turns around. He knows exactly where they're at.
Yep.
He takes off and runs that way. So you guys are in this big square room where the entrance is. There are about 7 or 8 guards that are rushing into this room. All of them have big swords, everything. And then behind them, there is a troll.
Oh.
That you guys had only ever seen once. You thought it might have been some type of some time to show thing to like kick your guys' asses. You guys are getting uppity. Yeah. But it turns out, as you guys would speculate, that it has been stored here in some type of underground storage, and it is pissed off and it is angry, and it is also behind all these guys.
Okay.
All right. So Archelaus is up front. So these guards kind of storm in like 2 by 2, and Archelaus runs in, and you guys are gaining on him because he's just kind of walking. He doesn't really see any need. He doesn't care if he dies. He just wants to kill people.
Yeah.
So he kind of runs in, and these 2 guards run at him, and he turns and falls over. Their swords miss, and he comes up and he slices both of their heads off with one clean swipe.
Hell yes.
And there are now 6 guards and a troll that are rushing you guys. Archelaus is on he kind of like swipes down, and he falls to his knees as they fall over, and he kind of uses his hook, and he pulls the swords off of their bodies, and he pulls them back, and he throws one into your hand, so now you are dual wielding swords, and he throws the other sword into Shanks's hand.
Oh yeah. Weird.
So now he steps back, and he is now lined up with you guys, waiting for everyone to get here.
All right.
So here's what we're going to do. We got a lot of people here. I don't want to do a normal initiative because this would be like a 14-hour battle. So what we're going to do here is this is what's going to happen. This troll is kind of like a last line of defense. He's just trying to make sure that nobody leaves.
Yeah.
So he's kind of squatted up at the front entrance with he has a big, almost like a tree that he's holding.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look like a club. It literally just looks like he ripped a tree out of the ground. And he kind of has it on both hands, and he's kind of stuck it in the ground, and he's behind this tree in front of the entrance, just trying to make sure no one gets out. So there are 6 guards that are standing here, and there's you, Shanks, Wygarth, and
Aragast.
Archelaus.
Or Archelaus?
Aragast went back to get the
other
bros.
As Aragast, Archelaus. Okay.
Yeah. So Shanks kind of steps forward and kind of separates the pack, and he kind of comes in swinging, and then 3 of them go to the left and 3 of them go to the right, and Archelaus and Shanks take off and go after the other 3. So now you and Wygarth and Toxel are lined up with 3 of the other men. So now roll initiative.
Okay. It's 13.
All right, so it's gonna be. Wow, those guards all rolled 3s.
Damn.
Jeez, you guys got these guys on a good old advantage.
Fuck them.
Okay, so you guys, we'll go ahead and start this. So first in the order is it is Wygarth. So Wygarth is a dragon, and he actually has he does have lightning breath. he actually has been cut in his throat, kind of similar to how you got later on in life. But he has kind of like a cut, so that way he can't fully utilize it unless he's like right up on someone. But Wygarth does a jump attack, and he jumps on top of the guard that's in front of him, and he gets a 17. That is enough to make it. And so he grapples this guy, and he's down in front of him. And in order for his lightning breath to do any damage, he has to be within like a foot of him. So what happens is Wygarth jumps on this guard's face, and they have to make a dexterity 19 saving throw. Holy crap. Well, that is... Wow. That's an 18. Does not succeed. So Wygarth grapples this guard to the ground and flurls open his jaws and clamps down on this person's face and uses lightning.
Oh my
Lightning
god,
breath.
that's fucking badass.
So you can see this, the teeth sinking into the top of his head and into the bottom of this guard's jaw, and he is screaming.
Damn.
And you just see smoke pouring from Wygarth's jaws, and then you see lightning crackling, and you can see inside of his head like his skull and the blood, and you see like smoke pouring out of his ears, and immediately this guard is just eviscerated.
Fuck yeah.
And Wygarth steps up, and he actually has like, he lets go, and the guard is just dead on the ground, and Wygarth has like blood and lightning like sparkling off of his teeth.
That's
and
so
stands up and then takes a battle stance, and his turn is over.
All right.
So next in the order is Benedict.
Hey.
So there are 2 guards left, and one of them, he is intimidated.
Yeah, I'm sure he's scared shitless.
Yeah, he is terrified.
Mm-hmm.
There were 8 guards, not to mention the 3 that have already been killed. So there's been a total of 11 guards that have been taken out. You guys know there's more than this somewhere, but you don't know where. They're probably still on lookout. And you also still have not figured out what alerted the guards. You guys could probably assume that they knew something was up. They did see you running, so eventually they kind of wised up and sounded the alarm. So, that being said, the guard is intimidated. So what do you want to do? You can tell which one's intimidated because he's very skittish. He's kind of like backing up. He's still in a battle stance, but he's kind of like taking a few steps back here.
Yeah, and what's the other guard doing?
Oh, he's ready. Like
He's ready? I'm going to kill that guy.
You want to kill the guy that's ready? Okay, so what do you want to do? You do have 2 weapons.
yeah,
you
I got
2 weapon fighting now.
Yep. So I'm going to do like a twisty spin to like get more momentum as I'm flying, like kind of like going through the air, twisty spin, and then taking one of my swords and trying to like jam it down in his like the side of his neck. And that's going to be my first attack.
Okay.
That's a 24.
Oh, that hits.
And that's an 11.
The second one does not. Oh, that's damage?
Yeah, that's damage for
Okay.
that one. Sorry.
Yeah, that definitely...
And then my next one, I'm going to, like, as I do, I'm going to, like, chop down on his
Swing
neck
down
like that.
with an angle.
And
Yep.
then the other one, I'm going to, like, take my left hand and I'm going to fucking, like, hit his thigh.
Okay.
And, like, when I get it in there, I'm going to, like, fucking
So
pull
like
it out,
a
slice
like
it.
a like stab and rip out?
Like a hit and slice.
Yeah,
like
I
a
gotcha.
Hit and rip.
Okay.
And that's going to be another 24.
Wow. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Your rolls are on fire
19.
tonight.
Plus 5. Except for that one. That's going to be 6 damage.
Okay, so 11 damage and 6 damage. That is 17. So yeah, he's got a giant gash in his neck. He's bleeding from his side, and he kind of like falls over on his knees, and he does get up. He is extremely bloodied, but he is not dead.
Yeah.
So next in the order is Arcalus, Terragash, Shanks, White, Toxel. So Toxel has a sword, and he sees you attack him. So here's kind of how this is going to happen. It's kind of like asynchronous. You guys have fought together for a long time. So you stab this guy in the side of the neck, and then you come in and hit him in the side and pull your sword back, and he kind of falls over. And Toxel like runs up, and while the guy's on the ground, he's just going to like full lunge forward with the sword and just go like right through his mouth. He is He is going in for the kill shot. And he has a +4 to attack. That's only a 7.
Damn, with a +4 to attack.
Yeah, he rolled a 3. Not great.
Oh, poor guy.
He does not have any kind of bonus attack either because Toxel he's a tiefling and they're usually magic, so he just has this one shot. He does have a bonus action, so he's kind of going to do an unarmed strike. Let's see. He only has a +1 to unarmed strike, though, so let's see how that goes. It's a 13. That is not going to hit. So he kind of runs up and kind of like he takes like a straight jab, and the guy sees it coming. His adrenaline's super high. He ducks off to the left, and he goes to like hit him, and he swings to the right, and this guy falls back on his back and kind of like scurries backwards and regains his composure, even though he is heavily damaged.
Yeah.
So next in the order is the intimidated guard. He's going to have disadvantage on his attack, and he's kind of frightened, so he is actually unable to attack Wygarth because that is the person that frightened him.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to take an attack with disadvantage against you, Benedict.
Okay.
So that is 12 and a 14, so a 12 plus 5. That is a 17.
Nope.
Okay, so 17 does not hit. So what is going to happen is he has multi-attack. He's going to just try the same thing again. He's going to take like a dual swing here with disadvantage. Both of those were 11, so definitely still not going to hit there. So he takes a couple swings at you, realizes that he is
outclassed.
Yeah, he has been... Everything is not looking great for them.
Yeah, no.
So next in the order as Toxel is the guard that is almost dead. He wants revenge.
Yeah.
So he's still, although he is almost dead, he's extremely bloodied. He's not doing hot.
And he's on his back.
Yep. Well, he fell over on his back, and then he got up and regained his composure because he wasn't
okay
downed or anything. So it's his normal attack. He's going to go for it. This guy is bigger. He will not have disadvantage. So let's see what he can do here. That is a 19.
So if it
AC ties, 19, it goes to the hitter.
That ties then. Yeah.
So it does hit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So take the hit. That's going to be 2d6. Let me grab my 2d6 here. So that's 9 plus 4. So 13 damage.
Okay.
So he gets up and you just attacked him. He wants some revenge. He kind of lunges forward and just does like a quick chest swipe.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wearing any armor at this point, so it kind of like hits you, and it does cut you kind of deep, but not deep enough to do any like fatal damage. You're kind of bleeding. You
I'm
take
used
a step
to the
back.
pain anyway.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is
nothing.
I would say the adrenaline's high, and you guys are like, it doesn't
we're
matter.
loving this. Yeah, none of this matters.
This is great. You can hear Shanks and Archelaus in the background just fucking shit up. Like they're going to town on these guys. So next in the order it's back to the top. So Wygarth.
Yep.
So Wygarth has he has a pike, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to throw it at the guy that you had stabbed.
Okay.
So the one he's still in attack pose. He's falling back from attacking you. He's going to go in and just kind of do a quick like jab forward. And he is going to get that is a shit roll. He got a 4, so that only puts him up to a 9. But he has multi-attack, so we're going to go again on Wygarth. 2 4s in a row.
Damn.
Oh my god.
That's brutal.
They need to stop going for these straight up jabs. That's the real problem here, guys. So both attacks, they got a 9. Missed both times. This guy, we could probably call this guard probably the captain here.
He's very elusive.
Yeah, he's able to dodge everything pretty swiftly. So Wygarth's turn is over. Next in the order is Benedict.
Yep. All right. So I'm like loving every minute of this. Like me and my boys are taking action against these guards. This is a long time coming. This is 15, 16 years of us just getting bullied by these guys. And now it's coming back on them. So, yeah, I just got the biggest fucking smile on my face, even though I just got gashed across the chest. I'm just like, oh, my God, this is surreal to me. So I'm, like, walking towards this captain, and I'm just going to try to cut his head off. Yeah. I'm just going to try to decapitate him.
So, go give me that attack roll.
That's a crit fail. For my first attack.
Okay. Okay, so give me another attack roll.
Okay.
So I already have how I want, or how this going. Did you roll another crit fail? Did you? Jesus.
Yeah, sure did.
Okay, so
Oh wait, no, that was a 7. I'm sorry. No, that was a 7. That was definitely a 7.
Okay.
Okay.
I still don't think that's gonna hit, but
No, it's
that's gonna be way better than a crit fail.
It's gonna be an 11.
Okay. All right.
Wait. Oh wow.
Plus
Quick
5,
maths.
7 plus 5, 12.
12. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So it doesn't hit, but that's way better than 2 crit fails in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You go in, you are like big smiles, you're ready to just end this guy's life. So you go in, he just like, there was a pike that just got swung right at his face. He kind of leaned to the left, dodged it, and then you, while he was like leaning, you took a swipe at him, and you just missed.
Yeah.
So like you were expecting it to hit, and you kind of like stumble forward and then swing your other arm up to try to like gain your composure, and you miss and you fall, and you are now prone on the ground next to this guard.
Oof.
So
Big oof.
yeah, big oof.
Yeah.
So next in the order is our friend Toxel. So Toxel, he's going to attempt kind of the same thing again. He's going to go for the good old sword attack.
Yeah.
But he's going to play this a little smarter this time. He sees this guard is pretty agile, and the other guard is intimidated. So he's going to rush the other guard,
Okay.
the one that's taken no damage so far. So he kind of swings around, and he goes for just a straight up like shoulder check, and he's going to try to knock him prone. So that is a crit fail. Oh my gosh, this
Lots
guy
of crit
sucks.
fails. This is good.
All right, so Toxel runs at this guy trying to do a shoulder check, trying to knock him prone, and the guy like dodges out of the way. He's not in like a way that he's like sufficient or proficient in what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
He like stumbles out of the way because he's scared, and it kind of knocks Toxel off his feet, and he is now also prone on the ground next to this other guard.
All right.
All right, so next in the order is the guard captain.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees you lying there prone on the ground, and he's going to take an attack against you.
Yep. I'm still smiling. Like, this is just great.
Yeah.
Like, this is just fantastic.
All right, he does have advantage, thank God, because that was a 5. That's a 17. I don't think it's going to hit.
Nope.
All right, so he takes a second attack. And he has advantage, but that was probably going to be fine. Thank God he has advantage, because that was a crit fail on the second one. But he has the second one is an 18 plus 5, so that is
shit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah, it's a 23. All right, so he sees you on the ground, and he takes his sword, and he kind of just like lunges it over both hands. He lifts it in the air and he tries to bring it down on you, and it hits you as you're kind of rolling away, and it does 10 damage.
Okay.
I'm imagining you kind of like saw that coming, even though you're prone, and you kind of like swung your arms up, and it probably like hits you on the shoulder and the arms. You got a few slices in you, but you're probably still looking pretty good health wise.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely still looking good. This is like fucking baby teeth.
All right, so next in the order is the other guard that is still up. He is going to he sees the other guy's prone, so he's no longer intimidated. He's kind of like, he has the opportunity to take a cheap shot. He's going to try to take it. He has advantage on the attack. That's a 14 and a 15. The 15 hits. The 14 does not. So he is going to... he has the same weapon, so it's the same damage. 4 plus 4 is 8. So he gets 8 damage on our friend Toxel here. And then it returns... Oh, no, he also has multi-attacks. So he is going to take another roll here. He has advantage, and 17 plus the 4, that's going to be 21. That hits, and he does a total of 14 damage. So Toxel is not looking good. Toxel is now bloodied. So that being said, it is the end of their turns and is back to the top of the order. So top of the order goes to Wygarth. So Wygarth has failed everything he's tried.
Except for biting that dude's face.
Exactly. So what he's actually going to do is he is going to dive on top of this guy as well and attempt the same thing.
Which guy?
The guard that's almost dead.
Okay,
He's
the captain?
Okay. Yep. So he's going to like lunge at him, and he gets a 22, which does hit. So he jumps on top of this guy, and now this guard has to make a DC 19 saving throw in order to avoid this.
It's going to be rough.
Let's see what he's got here. 13 plus 6, which is it ties, but the tie goes to Wygarth because he's the attacker. So, man, this guard is resilient.
Yeah, he is.
Damn. So,
He's a tough boy.
So, Wygarth jumps on top of this guy, and instead of biting this guy's face again, this guard is like he's struggling, and he kind of he's pushing Wygarth off, and his hand slips off the side, and Wygarth falls over, and his teeth, like a vampire, just sink right into the side of this guy's neck. His dragon jaws like dig into him, and Wygarth doesn't actually use his lightning breath for the first moment. He actually rips this guy's neck out. His like esophagus is coming out, and as his entrails are like digging out and are stuck in Wygarth's teeth, then he uses his lightning breath, and you see the fire like crackle through his spine, his entrails, and like just zap this guy's body, and it just turns to dust as Wygarth has ashes just falling from his teeth.
Jesus.
And Wygarth stands up and then like cracks his neck and then picks up his spear and then turns over towards the other guard.
Yeah.
Now the other guard at this point,
he shit himself.
Yeah, he is terrified.
Yeah. I don't want to kill this guy.
So that's the end of Wygarth's turn. It is your turn.
Yeah.
So I was going to have him do something, but if he's still alive, I'll let him do it then. So go ahead. What do you want to do?
I actually didn't. I don't really want to attack him. I want to slice off the captain's head, and I want to hand it to the other guard.
He doesn't have a head anymore. Like, Wygarth just
got fucking
turned
destroyed.
him to ashes.
Yeah. Well, I cut off his hand then.
Like
his whole body. Okay.
Yeah, so like his entrails were in his teeth and half his neck was gone, and he had like part of his spine, and he used his lightning breath, and it just zapped and just turned his whole body into ash.
All right, so this guy's like probably even more intimidated now, especially by Wygarth, right?
He's a big old wiener at this point. Like,
yeah. What's going on with this troll?
The troll's still just at the door.
What's he doing?
He's holding down this giant tree that he was holding onto, and it's about like 5 foot high. Like, it's a fat ass tree.
Yeah.
And he's just like wedged it in front of the door, so that way you guys would have to like climb over it. And he is standing behind it. Like, he is just creating a barrier so no one can run out the entrance.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that he doesn't really like these guards either.
You never know. Would you like to do a perception check, see if you can tell anything about him?
I would like to do that.
Why don't you do that, dude?
I think I'll do that, dude.
Do that, dude.
I think I'm going to do that.
I think you should do that.
It's an 11.
Hello, troll.
Hello, troll. I am your friend, right?
I can see with that perception check that I'm friend.
Yes.
So it's you don't have to. You'll be able to tell a couple things with an 11. Okay. Obviously, you have eyes. So, the troll does have shackles on his wrists. You can't see his ankles because he's kind of like huddled down. But he does have shackles on his wrists. He does have cuts and scars, very similarly to what you have. He doesn't look overly like buff. He's not super muscular. He kind of looks, for a troll,
malnourished.
He kind of looks malnourished. Those are the things you'd be able to tell by looking at him.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to attack that troll.
Okay.
I'm going to make it. I mean, it's obvious that I looked at troll up and down, and then
scoping him out like, "What's up, girl? How you doing?"
And then I turned back to the guard, and what's going on with the other ones fighting the guards? Are they dead yet?
Okay, so you look over and you see Shanks and Archelaus, and there is only one guard left, and he is like backing into a corner. And both Shanks and Archelaus obviously are fine. They're just like walking up on him.
Yeah, so we're all like walking towards this guy. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to happen.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to look at him and say, I'm going to spare you, only so you can live in fear for the rest of your life, knowing that everything that you've done here has led to this moment. You saw your friends die. We killed them without even breaking a sweat. So you go tell your masters, your bosses, whoever. The rest of you will die eventually. It might not be today, but we're breaking out of here. And there's nothing you can do to stop us.
All right. At that moment, Aragast runs around the corner, and from behind him, there are more people.
Perfect.
You see these people, and you recognize them. Crag, the halfling male. Ronafel, the female elf. Zareni, the female elf. Vrago, the female dragonborn. Vistrom, the male dwarf, the only other dwarf in here other than you. And Rivi, the half-elf. Now, whenever they start running, obviously there's 2 guards left.
Oh, I thought this was the only guard.
No. They still... Shanks had a guard as well. That Shanks and Archelaus had a guard they had kind of like backed up against the wall.
Okay, I thought they were dead and we were just like...
No, they had killed 2 of the guards. There was still 1 left.
Okay.
Both these guards can hear what you just said, and they are both terrified because not only was it just you 5, but also there's now like another 6 people that just showed up, and everyone is like fine. So you run out, and all you guys are like approaching this area, and these guards are like backing up against like where this troll is, and the troll is still just like leaned over holding this tree firmly at the entrance. What do you guys want to do?
I want to walk up to the troll.
Okay.
And
so now the guards are between you, and they still have their weapons. Like they're still willing to attack you. But you said you didn't want to attack them, so you just want to tell them you're just going to let them live. And how do you want this to play out?
I want them to run the opposite direction. Like, I'm going to tell them...
Like back into the facility?
Yeah. It was just like, I just want to, like, shoo. Like, the fuck out of here.
Okay. So they kind of like circle around you because they don't really know, like, if you're going to kill them or not. So they just kind of, like scared, like, pressed against the wall, like, circle around you guys. And everyone else is kind of, like, moving towards you, all the other prisoners. And they move around and they run into the back of the facility and out of sight.
All right. So, yeah, I want to walk up to this troll, and I want to... So he's holding, like, this big fucking thing, like, down on the floor so we don't pass, right?
Yeah.
And I want to, like, gently put my hand on his fucking giant troll hand and be like, you're free too.
So the troll...
I'm taking a chance here.
Yeah, for sure. So the troll, like, he sees you coming, and obviously his goal is to, like, keep you guys in here. So I would say, like, the troll doesn't immediately understand you because he's probably not ever talked to you. I would say he doesn't understand you, but what I will say is that what we're going to do is we are going to do... Obviously, you are genuine, so it's not, like, deception. Like, you want to just let him go and let you to be free, too.
Charisma, maybe?
How about this? How about we do this? Let's do a charisma check. Or sorry, it's going to be charisma. So performance, and then we'll also do intimidation because both of those are charisma.
Yeah.
So essentially, you'll do 2 rolls, and we'll average them out and see what we got going on here.
Okay. That's a 14 for the first one.
Okay.
And an 11 for the second one.
All right. So totaling a 25. So 12.5 average. It beats. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. He doesn't entirely understand, but he gets the idea that you're passive towards him, and then all the other people that you're with, all the others hear you, and they kind of lower their guard as well, and the 5 of them that actually have weapons anyway, and you kind of turn around and you see them all just kind of like they're standing back because they don't, just in case he gets hostile.
Yeah.
You do have kind of like a squad. You guys could take out this guy if you really wanted to, maybe.
Yeah, and I want to make it clear, like, I'm making myself very vulnerable, too. Like, I'm down on one knee. Like, I'm very small.
Okay. So, whenever you do this, there's someone that comes up behind you. Not, like, to stab you. You just hear someone walking up. And you turn around, and there is a tall, battered, beaten, thin, sickly woman, and you recognize it is Zareni.
Oh, she looks rough.
Yeah, she looks rough. She turns around and says,
Benedict, you know how hard it is for me to say this, but thank you. There are more people here. It is not just us. They have one other. There is a half-orc here. We know not where he is, but he is hidden somewhere in these walls. He has information. He is being tortured. He just arrived days ago.
Information on what?
We don't know. They're holding him for some reason. And I fear if we leave now, they may retake this facility and we leave him to his death. What do we do?
We have to find him.
Okay. What I want you to do here is you do know a few things. I'm going to kind of explain the rest of this facility because you've seen it all. So you guys are standing in this squarish room right in front of the entrance.
Okay.
And there is a...
That's the main entrance?
Yeah, this is the main entrance. There is a a hallway that leads up to the right and down to the left. And you, at the top of that hallway, you know there are 2 rooms, and those are solitary confinement rooms for whenever you guys need to be put by yourselves or they just feel like punishing you. And at the bottom, there's a latrine with a locker at the bottom of the room. And then that is there's a staircase that leans down. So to the left way, there's the latrine, and the right way, there is the solitary confinement rooms. Now, there are other prison cells at the bottom, but you assume that that's where everyone else is locked up, so those places have been tapped into. So from what you can recall, the only places that may have been undiscovered to this point are down in the latrine areas and in the solitary confinement bays. So with that information, what plan would you want to devise for everyone to take?
I want half of us to go up to check the solitary confinement rooms and half of us to go to the latrine.
Okay. And which way would you be going?
The latrine.
You're going to the latrine? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want the same squad that you rolled in here with to go with you, or do you want to leave anyone at the entrance, or how do you want to handle this?
I want Shanks, Toxel,
Archelaus,
and Wygarth with me.
Okay.
And then
the Merc squad.
Yeah, and then the rest with whoever's going to lead that.
Okay, so you guys aren't leaving anyone at the entrance?
Shit. Who should we leave? Who's the
And remember, there are
loudest
now
one?
2 guards that you let free that could be potentially leaving out the exit and bringing more people back through.
Yeah,
so there's
we
a
gotta
lot.
hurry.
Yeah, you got to hurry here.
We'll leave Aragoth.
Aragoth?
Yeah, Aragoth.
The wimpy elf man?
Yeah, at the door with the pike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, he's going to yell, so...
Yeah,
we'll
that's
hear.
fair. And it isn't that far. I mean, these hallways are probably 30, 40 feet. You can easily traverse those hallways and find out what you need to know. So you, Shanks and Archelaus and Wygarth head down the hallway,
And Toxel.
And Toxel head down the hallway towards the latrine. And you get down at the end of the hallway, and there are 2 staircases that lead down into the latrine area where the toilets are. There are flies everywhere. It smells like shit. It smells like piss. It's disgusting down here. This is where they make you guys use the restroom, and only after once a day. So there are no showers. It's just nasty, dirty toilets.
Poopies, yeah.
Yep. And in the back part of this room, there is a locker, all the way at the end of the latrine area. It looks like it could have been purpose for a bathing area, but it's just a giant tub that has a metal latch on the top of it, so there potentially could be something in there as well. So what do you guys want to do? All right, so you go to check it. On top of this, there are 2 giant padlocks. Now you guys do have weapons. You could attempt to bash into them, or you guys do have your keys. You guys could attempt to use the keys as well. Now Aragoth still has the keys, so you would need to go back if you want to try that. If you want to try to break them open, that's fine too.
We'll try to break them open.
Okay.
I got big guns with me, so...
All right, so everyone's just going to start bashing on these things.
Yep.
I'm going to roll for these guys as well. If you want to make a few rolls.
I rolled a 19 plus 2, so that's 21.
Everyone rolled over a 20, so
nice.
I'm just going to say that with the combined power of all of you boys smashing on these things, the locks don't break, but the metal just kind of gets chunked through.
Yeah. And
you guys could easily bend it and fold it open because it's nothing crazy. It was just meant to keep you guys out if you happen to be in here, not with swords and weapons and whatnot. Whenever you break this chest open, in the bottom of this tub, there is a mangled, beaten half-orc.
Oh, shit.
And he is passed out. He is alive, but he is malnourished. He has been beaten. He is bruised. You can barely see his face. And
I'm sure Shanks doesn't like this.
No, he doesn't. So Shanks is he is a full-blooded orc. this is definitively a half orc. Which half orcs and orcs don't necessarily get along, but in the current situation, everyone has sympathy for everyone that has going through this. Even Zareni, who you guys hate each other, she had the balls to come and say thank you for rescuing her. So, so yes. So what do you guys do?
I want to have Shanks pick him up, and then we start moving back towards the entrance.
Okay, so Shanks leans over, and you can tell that he's kind of distraught by this, and he gently picks this half orc up and kind of pulls him over his shoulder, and the guy is just passed out.
Yeah,
it is a male. He's just passed out, and so whenever you guys leave back out this area, you come out of the corner first, and you see Aragoth and his squad kind of coming back down the hallway, and he just kind of gives you like a we didn't find anything kind of look.
Yeah.
And then he sees Shanks walk around the corner with the other prisoner on his back, and you guys walk back into the main hallway. What do you guys do?
I want to go out the way we came in, down like through the
rear entrance.
Yeah, the rear entrance. I don't want to go through the front door because that's probably where they're going to be.
Okay.
Looking, but I want to like try to have that troll like follow me. Like, let's go.
So now the troll won't be able to like go through all these hallways. He's probably a good like 20 feet tall.
Jesus,
he's a big
Christ.
He's a big boy.
Okay.
But he also, like you said, if you guys aren't showing hostility towards him, I mean, you could either just leave him here to do his thing, like there's no other guards around him that you can see.
Yeah.
And just let him know that you guys aren't going to kill him, and just leave him there. However you guys want to handle it.
Yeah, I'll give him like the fucking nod, and then I'll start leaving.
Okay, so you guys all are holed up in the front entrance room there. The orc is kind of in front of you. You give him like a nod, and you turn around and you leave him there and you walk out. So you get all the way to the back. You head towards the flat hallway in the U shape. You take a left down the hall, take a right, and then you curve down into the training grounds, the one-on-one training grounds. And whenever you do that, all 13 of you guys at this point turn the corner, and you Shanks is lagging behind because he's carrying this big guy. It's not much of a weight, but he's still just slower, trying to make sure he doesn't drop him or anything. He's taking tremendous care of this individual because he wants to make sure he's okay. Now, whenever you guys get to the back room, you don't hear anything. Do you guys leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all
so all of you guys come out of this hole, and you guys are helping each other out. There, you guys don't see anything, and whenever I
want to be the last person that gets out of the hole. Like, I want to make sure everybody else gets out too.
Okay. Yeah, so you're helping everyone out, and at the end, everyone gets out. And as you're going through, Ronafel, the elf, hugs you and says thank you. Wygarth gives you a Viking handshake. Vrago, the other female dragonborn, she also hugs you on the way out, as well as Zareni. Whenever she walks by, she shakes your hand.
Yeah.
And just like, trying to
respectful nod. Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't want to show it. She's pretty prideful.
Yeah.
But everyone clears out successfully, and you leave the encampment. So all of you come out, and you look around. There are no guards. There is nobody here. So you guys are all standing outside of this building. And what do you want to say? Do you have anything you want to do?
Make for the woods.
Okay, so everyone is standing there and says, it's Aragoth, and he's outside, and he says,
Are there any other weapons or anything we can take? I don't want to leave everyone stranded here. There are towns nearby that have support from the same masters, and the gold that drives this place they have. How are we to get through this if not together? Should we stay together? What do you propose, Benedict?
We'll stay together for now until we figure out what's going on. My main objective was to break all of you out of this place. I'd like to burn it down. We'll save that for another time.
Okay. So you guys head into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you guys probably walk about 30 minutes into the woods, just enough to get away, and you guys kind of set up a small camp. There are a lot of you. Again, there's 13 of you guys, and So you guys set up like a small camp. You guys create a fire, and whenever you do that, there is it's about an hour. You guys are all winding down, reacquainting with everyone. You were letting everyone know what you've been up to. There's some small talk going on, and then you hear the sound of a bird.
Perfect.
And that bird lands on the ground next to you, and Zareni leaps at it and tries to like grab it because she's hungry.
Yeah, that's a big negative for me.
Okay. So obviously she has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Well, if she's like leaping at it, I have to stop her. So as she leaps, I kind of I stand up real quick and I'll like tackle her onto the ground and say, "Don't touch this bird. This is my companion."
Okay, so right whenever you do that, the bird shapeshifts.
Yeah.
And it is the elderly druid man. And obviously Zareni backs off. She doesn't apologize. She just, she doesn't like that she was wrong, so she kind of huffs and sits down. And obviously she's frustrated because she's hungry. They're all hungry. Mm-hmm. So Aragroth and Toxel went into the forest to like search for some vegetation or any type of just hunt anything. And you have Ronafel and Shanks and Vrago are tending to the half orc who is just brutalized. And you guys are all standing just in this campfire area. What would you say? Would you guys say you had a fire? I don't want to assume you guys made a fire. I don't know if you guys want to be seen.
Not 30 minutes away from the place where we were just at. I feel like we'd try to be like laying low and not have a fire. We're just kind of like...
Explain your your camp that you kind of...
So I don't think we set anything up yet. I think that we just stopped. Like I told everybody to stop, that we were waiting on my companion.
Okay.
And I mean, then we would like continue forward once we found him.
Okay. So you guys are just like, you probably just like flatten some brush enough to like sit down and make yourself not available.
Like sit down.
Seen.
We just went through a lot of shit. So we need to like calm down and try to think about our next move while we're waiting on the elderly druid.
Okay, so Shanks stands up and he comes over towards you and he says,
Benedict, our half-orc friend here. He needs help. He will not survive. I know not the wilds well enough to know what plants we would need to heal him. We don't have the skills here to ensure his survival. We must find a town or something.
We cannot take 13 people, orphans that are battered and beaten and covered in blood now, into a town.
I will take him alone. He must survive. He does not deserve this.
You're right. Okay. We'll get a little closer first to the next town. Like I said, we have to wait on my companion.
Well, he's
here.
there.
Yeah. And well, maybe he'll know what to do.
Okay. So you want
What's this guy's name?
You've never asked him.
I haven't ever asked him.
Elderly druid man.
Yes.
I never got your name.
My name is Elderly Druid Man.
Perfect.
Elm.
A poop and a shit. Might as well be a fuck.
His name is Clem.
Clem?
Yeah.
All right, his name's Clem.
Clem, perfect.
Clem.
It's canon.
Clem, is there...
I hate my name.
Your name hates you.
So I never told you.
Is there anything that you can do for this orc before we make a decision to go into town?
I do have a spell. I may be able to conjure life back into him. But I will need some things. Please, allow me to... I will take him into the forest and I will find what I need. I need some herbs to be able to complete the spell properly. But I will take him. Is that okay with everybody? I do not want to be intrusive.
Looking around.
And they look at you because you are... All of them obviously are very distrustful of anyone new.
Yeah.
They only trust each other and they trust you because you saved them. So if you're going to vouch for this guy, then they're going to trust you.
Yeah, I'm vouching for him. I was like,
Yes, that is fine.
Okay. So Shanks speaks up and says,
May I go with you? I care about this man. He did nothing to deserve this. Orc brother, half or not, must stick together.
And Clem looks back at you and kind of looking for your approval on this as well.
If that's what you wish, Shanks, then by all means, you're free.
So Shanks looks at you and like he's kind of emotional.
Yeah.
And he kind of nods his head, and he doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't want you to hear him cry. So he kind of nods his head, and the druid transforms into like a horse, and this beaten and battered half orc is up on his back, and he says,
Look at my horse.
and the horse starts to walk, and Shanks turns around and says,
Does anyone know his name? Where he came from? Anything we could use to help him?
and Ronafel, the elf, speaks up and says, I heard one of them call him something. They said his name was Thrak. And then Shank says,
That's good enough for me. Thank you.
and Shanks and the druid go off into the night.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
All right.
All right, so
we're going to move. I'm going to kind of like direct everybody. Like, I tell them, like, Clem and Shanks, that we're going to move like closer into the town.
okay.
And we'll meet up with them after a while. And then we just start walking.
Okay. So, you guys, I would say you guys walk for a few more hours.
Yeah.
Through the, it is in the dead of night at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys move through the trees and the forest. And everyone's moving pretty slow. Everyone's still regaining their strength. And you guys come up at the edge of a town. And sure enough, when you get to the edge of this town, you see lights, you see city guards, you see you hear the hustle and bustle. Even at night, you know, the laughter and the people in the streets, things of that. This town it's a big town. It's alive. You don't know where you are. You don't know how far you are to anything. You have no sense of direction.
Or if these people are even friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
I tell them to stay behind, and I'm going to take the risk and walk up to one of the guards that I see and ask it, like, just poke and prod about the town.
Okay.
Tell them I'm lost and looking for direction.
So from behind you, you hear a voice, and he says,
My dwarven brother.
and you turn around and it's Vistrom. And he says, and Vistrom doesn't look overly defeated. Like, he looks pretty normal.
Yeah.
And a lot of his scars and everything are covered with facial hair. He's fully clothed. And he says,
My brother, why don't we do this together? We could say we're travelers, dwarven travelers. Inquire where we are, we got lost on our travels, and see if we can find or inquire together. Maybe seem less suspicious if there are two of us.
Vistrom, that's a good idea.
okay. So Vistrom and you instruct everyone else to stay behind.
Yeah.
And you guys they're kind of camping in the woods, and you guys probably trek another 5-10 minutes up out of the woods and up onto the grass where it starts to become more of a city. And you guys near the guards, and there are two guards just standing, one by the city gate. They have no reason to suspect anything of you guys. And you guys approach. What do you say?
Excuse me, sirs. Very weary from travel, and I seem to be lost. I have no idea. We don't know where we're at. Could you maybe shed some light on what this town is and where we are?
So one of the guards looks at the other one, and they kind of have like a confused look on their face. And he says, You don't know where you are? You don't know anything? What? How did you...
Unfortunately, no, we don't. We don't know where we are.
It is our city rule to not give any information past dark. If you have camp in the woods or whatnot, please feel free to set up there and then come back during the day when we're more fully equipped. We must turn you away, and we cannot give any information after nightfall. I do apologize. It is city policy.
Okay, so you said we can come back in the morning, though?
Come back in the daytime, and we will give you all the information you need.
Okay, that's understandable.
And so you guys, I'm assuming you guys don't want to show any aggression.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, we just wanted information, but if we have to go back into the woods and camp out, okay, that's not the worst thing we've fucking been through. So,
all right, so you and Vistrom head back towards your party, and you walk down into the woods there, and when you get back, they're all there, they're all fine, and you guys all set up camp. You explain the situation to them, and everyone just kind of chills out. And do you guys get yourself comfortable? You guys have anyone on guard? Do you guys sleep? What do you want to do?
we're getting comfortable, and I feel like everybody's kind of on guard, but we're gonna go through shifts throughout the night.
Okay.
And just like one person, just keep an eye on everything.
Okay, so the sun comes up the next morning, and there's been nothing suspicious that's been happening. Sun comes up the next day, and whenever you guys wake up, you can hear the town is alive, and there's a lot of hustle and bustle. And so what's the plan?
I want to look at everybody and tell them,
we can't stay together forever. I mean, eventually they will come for us. So after the dust settles on all of this, we will all go our separate ways. But for now, we will stick together and take shelter in this town if we can.
Okay. So, do you guys all move out of the forest together then?
no, just me and Vistrom for now. We don't want to like intimidate the guards or raise any alarms.
Okay. So you and Vistrom come out of the forest and start to approach the guards again. And as you're approaching the guards, make a perception check.
It's a 16 plus my perception, which is plus 8. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So immediately you realize that there are different guards on shift than there were last night. But as you guys are approaching, you see another set of guards moving down the street. There's about 10 of them. And these guards are dressed the same as the guards back at the orphanage were. And they are rapidly approaching these guards, about to ask some questions. So what do you guys do?
So do they see us?
No,
Like,
you guys were able
just,
to,
like-
with that perception check, you were able to see them, like, as I would say, you guys would be like cresting the hill.
Yeah, okay.
And you were able to see them approaching the guards.
Can we hear them at all?
I wouldn't say so, not at this distance, but it's pretty obvious why they're here. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
you probably even recognize a few of these guards.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna chill.
Okay. So
Kind of like peep over the hill and like make sure.
Okay, so you can see there's some type of heavy exchange going on here, and it goes on for probably just a few minutes, and then they talk. They say, you can't hear them, but you could tell that there's, the guards are saying no, they don't know of anything, and then you could tell there's some other words you don't know exactly what they're exchanging, and then you do see there's about 8 to 10 of these guards. You see 2 of them break off and go inside the city, and the rest of them line up outside the city. And then 2 of the other guards break off and start to head down into the forest where you guys are camped out.
Okay.
And then whenever that happens, you hear a very loud roar and screams coming from the direction in which your camp was.
Shit. All right. So me and Vistrom obviously head back towards the camp.
You just take off running
Yeah,
back
we
that
just
way?
take off running back that way. Yeah.
Okay, so you get down into the forest, and you don't immediately see anyone, but when you get closer, you hear some loud footsteps, and you see the troll. And he's wielding a giant tree club type thing.
Oh shit.
And on the end of that tree, you see someone has been speared on the end of it, and it is Aragast, and he is dead.
fucking troll.
You don't see a lot of other people around, but on the ground, you do see a few people dead.
Who's dead?
You see Crag the halfling is dead.
Motherfucker.
Ronafel, the female elf, is dead.
Shit.
Vrago, the female dragonborn, is dead. And Rivi, the female half-elf, is also dead. Leaving the whereabouts of Archelaus, Wygarth, Toxel, and Zereni, all unknown. And you are now standing in the forest with Vistrom. You hear the sound of the troll approaching. You hear the guards going down into the woods, probably following you at this point. Not knowing where anyone else is. What do you do?
I guess me and Vistrom are... So there's guards behind us.
There's guards coming your way.
Fucking killed everybody.
There's a troll that I would say you'd probably be able to see the troll. Like,
Yeah.
he is looking for you guys.
Yeah.
And what you could probably assume is that the troll, obviously, he's just, you probably made the right assumption about the troll.
Yeah.
Like, he's a prisoner just like the rest of you, but you had a pretty good idea that you hadn't, like, there's obviously going to be more people coming to check on whatever it was, wherever you guys were. It wasn't just that was it and it was over. So these people, whoever owned that facility, that establishment, had more people, and now they're looking for you guys, and they're pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that troll is probably a good, 30, 45 feet, and he's just, swinging his club back and forth through the grass, frantically looking, and there's guards that you could probably see off in the distance searching, and you guys are, at the campsite where all your people just died. There's, like I said, bodies, blood, all that kind of stuff of everyone that was killed, and you guys, Archelaus, Wygarth, Toxel, and Zereni are nowhere to be found.
And they can't see me and Vistrom at all.
No, you have no idea where they're at. It seems like they kind of just bolted.
Okay.
Rightfully so,
Yeah. All right. I think we should chill.
Hang out. You guys kind of not chill, but hide, I'm assuming?
Yeah, hide. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely hide. Just to find out if they took them and we just didn't make it in time or what.
Okay. So you guys there's some high brush right in the obviously there's trees and everything. You guys are both dwarves.
Fucking dwarves, yeah.
So you guys kind of tuck down into the shrub and the brush, and the two guards that were coming down your direction come down, and they obviously know that there's been an attack, and that your people have been killed, and they're kind of searching bodies, looking for clues and everything, and you guys are right there. And then while they're searching that area, you hear a twig snap, and they both turn around, and then you hear halt, and then you hear a clock, and then you see both the guards fall over, and you hear,
I love the taste of guard in the morning.
and Archelaus is standing there with his hook.
Fuck yeah, there he is.
He knows exactly where you guys are.
Yeah.
He parts the brush with the hook, and he says,
We should have killed that troll while we had the chance. Now all the people are scattered. More could be dead.
You're right. That was a mistake that I made.
And it's a mistake you'll have to live with for the rest of your life.
Exactly. But we can't dwell on that right now.
So, is he chilling with us?
So Archelaus looks at you and says,
I'm not gonna hang around here. I'm leaving. I wish the best for my brothers and sisters that fought and died with me at the orphanage, and for those who lived. May you find prosperity.
and coming from Archelaus, that's the highest of compliments.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a shit whether anyone lives or dies. And he casually just starts strolling through the brush. He's not scared or of anything. He doesn't care if he lives or dies. He just takes off to the west.
Okay. I'm going to let him go.
So when he says that, Vistrom looks up at you and says,
My dwarven friend, perhaps that's what we should do. You've done everything you can for us, but after this, it seems the best would be on our own. If they catch one of us, yes, but what if they catch both of us? We're just 2 dwarves. Sure, we're excellent fighters, but against 10, 12 guards? And the city guard of the city here, you know, these noblemen that run these cities are all together. They will not hesitate to lend support. Their pockets are lined with the gold of the rich. And rest assured, the rich were ones that were holding us.
Yeah.
We should part ways, brother. We will see each other again.
Vistrom, that's fine. You can part ways, but I can't leave without knowing the rest are okay.
I understand. I just must do what's right. I must get back to my family. It's been 15 years.
I understand. That's why I broke you free.
I don't even know if I still have a family.
Vistrom, this is my mission. You're free to do as you will.
So Vistrom's near you, and he puts his arm like around the back of your head and like puts his forehead on your forehead, and he says,
I have never met another dwarf like you. Thank you, Benedict.
And he turns around and like scuttles into the forest.
All right.
So you are alone in the forest. You hear the troll and the guards. There are 2 dead guards sitting in front of you. You have weapons. You could take their armor. They don't have anything crazy on them. They're just regular guards. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'm gonna wait for the other guys. Not wait for my friends, but wait till the guards and the troll start moving towards something, or like see if I can pick up anything that they're saying to each other or anything like that.
So they're just continuously moving away from you. Like they're just moving into the forest. So they know that you guys were camped at the edge. So they figured the rest of you may be further into the forest or out doing something.
So they I can tell that they haven't found the others yet, right?
Yeah, they haven't found anyone else that you can tell.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them like stealthily, obviously.
Okay. So you continue to creep back into the forest and follow these guards and the troll as they go into the forest. And they keep heading further and further in, back towards the original place, the orphanage. And we're going to step away from you for a second.
Okay.
And then in the distance, there is someone that is following you. They're very tall, and they have a brown cloak on. And they're bald and have a goatee. And they're watching you.
Oh, shit.
And a guard comes up beside him and says, "Should we take him?" And he says,
No, my friend. This is all a test, and he's doing wonderfully.